Now, why are we saying 240 is an important landmark? Because people who usually get to attempt the exam, and in the first attempt, if they are getting less than 215, they are almost USMLE journey is over. People who get between 215 to 240, they get admission into psychiatry, pediatrics, neurology, internal medicine. People who get marks 240 plus get into pathology, general surgery, OBGY, radiology, ophthalm, those kind of specialization. 240 plus is the minimum requirement or a good score on the basis of which you get admission. Now let's talk about the timeline. Absolutely, Priscilla. So 20 lakhs is not our fees. You do not pay 20 lakhs to us at all. 20 lakhs is the total expenditure from day one of your preparation until the last day, the last flight which you will take to actually start your PG in America. This is not our fees. We do not ask you that much of fees. Okay, so of course, whatever is your step one fee, you only pay that and begin the program with us. Okay, the reason I mentioned 20 lakh is so that you are aware of the overall expenditure and the investment involved in the process. And moreover, the timeline. Now, the timeline is equally important because you need to understand it's a long journey, because USMLE is a career decision. I have students, I would not call them students, they are consultants working in India for many years, having their own hospital set up. They decide to do USMLE at the age of 45, 32, 57, and have successfully now settled in America. Reason is it's a career decision. At any point of the age, you still have to give all of these examinations, all right? But typically what people do is parallel to the medical school, clear the step 1, CK, CS, do the rotations, build a CV and apply. If you're not going to do that, you spend 1 extra year for step 1 and 1 extra year for 1 CK, CS and rotation. Okay? Otherwise, people complete this journey in 5 to 6 years. Once you do that, applications every year happen in September on an online portal. You apply online. And then you go for physical interviews in November to January. Okay, so people apply to about 100 to 200 programs and they get about 10 to 15 interviews. They go for your physical interviews. February is when you have to submit your preference order. So let's say you've got about 15 interviews, your best shot of interviews. Based on the preference order, you select, okay, where you want to kind of study, and those preference order is compared with a merit list submitted by the university on an online portal called as NRMP. And in the month of March, the results are out, called as matching. So if you like a program likes you, that's when you get match. And July onwards, your PG starts in America. Your work visa begins. Okay. So in this journey, initially you require B1, B2 tourist visa in a pre-COVID world where people used to go for CS rotation and interviews. This year, again, I told you it's an exception. You cannot benchmark things here. So this year, of course, interviews they might conduct online. This September admission cycle is starting from October, and the interviews will get over by December. So this year is a little different. Okay, but normally this is the timeline. But yes, they are still going to start the program this year. Also, they started in July for 2020, and even 2021 they will start the program in July. Come what may. That is the plan of US. Right? Yes, Sweta, we will talk about building the CV part as well. Absolutely, we will talk about it. But as you understand, after you are ready with everything, 1 extra year is only for application. Okay, because that's how the journey is, and which is why USMLE requires a lot of patience. Now you might be wondering, the exams I am telling you are difficult. They're not that easy. Process is long. Then why do you think people are applying? Somebody asked how COVID is going to change. COVID has actually widened this gap. The demand curve has increased many-fold due to COVID because they do not have that many physicians at the PG level. Okay. Another problem, like the orange bar, if you see, are the number of PG seats in America. So they have more PG seats, and yellow bar is the number of MBBS seats. In US they call it MD. So they have more PG seat and less MD seat, and which is why this gap is keep on increasing, and this gap is usually where the IMGs get the admissions, and this gap has been increasing year on year. In India, what happens? It is exactly the opposite. The PG seat are, yes, 30,000, no problem, but undergrad seats, MBBS seats are around 70,000. Plus, every year for NEET, last year's repeaters apply. Plus, last to last year's repeaters apply. Plus, there are eternal optimists trying since last 3-4 years, they apply. So every year 1.5 lakh students appear for these 30,000 seats, out of which, if we were to consider private colleges out and quota out, and so technically not even 15,000 seats remain. And which is why we say that out of 10 students, only one student gets an admission in India, compared to 6 students getting into America. So I hope you're able to understand, A, there is a demand, B, they have more PG seats. So there is an opportunity for IMGs. Another logic is also very simple, is after completing PG also, first of all, PG is free. Even after PG, I have a very decent lifestyle of income. So in spite of H1B problems, and I'll tell you, COVID is not issue right now. H1B problems for IT professionals was happening since last 3-4 years. Okay, many engineers, you might be aware, have come back. Many specialty people have come back from IT management, but you might never have heard that doctor lost a job and have come back to India. It does not happen. Okay, it does not happen that a doctor loses a job and coming back to India. All right, because they get a very decent salaries. Okay, and the policies are favoring them after graduation. So the top 5 specializations are plastic surgery, orthopedics, cardio, gastro, and radiology. Right? Great. So where average income is about 3 to 4 crores. So now this looks very interesting, but how do you reach there? That's where you need to understand it's a long journey and you need to be completely ready. Just like we apply for a job, we have to be ready because it's a job. So I need to get my step 1 CK scores properly. Now CS, whenever it resumes, pass in first attempt. US clinical experience, letter of recommendations, college performance, MSPE. Lot of time I hear from people, I am preparing for USMLE, college to मैं just pass ho jaunga, that's okay. No, it is not. They usually see how did you fare well in your college, year 1, year 2, year 3. They are not expecting everybody to be topper, but above average marks of your class. Specialty focused work, again this is very important. Volunteer work which you do with your PSM department, community medicine department. If you are interested in, let's say, pediatrics, then how are you working with the pediatric department? What kind of conferences, CMEs are you attending? Extracurricular, beyond medicine, what all things are you involved with? So a lot of my students, they are involved with sports, music, anything which is your hobby. This year one of my students who applied used to do part-time stand-up comedy. So whatever is your passion. Research is again very important. And finally, language. How many languages do you speak? Just so that you know, everybody at Moksha is compulsorily taught Spanish language, because Spanish has a lot of importance in your USMLE journey. Okay, it gives you a lot of advantages. And finally, the interview. So these things do not build overnight. I hear from people, NEET का 3 attempt हो गया, सोचा हो जाएगा, अभी apply करते. In spite of having the clear-cut data that in India out of 10 only 1 person gets, and having a clear idea that I cannot buy a PG seat for 1 crore, still people waste 3 years, and then they tell me I want to work on CV. So these things do not happen overnight. You spend another 1-2 years to actually build all of these things. which is why it is advised while you are in your medical college, start working on all of these things. We are there to support you, we are there to guide you for the entire journey. We provide end to end solution. Okay, but very important statistics: 15,000 plus Indians preparing for USMLE, but last year only 1,094 were ECFMG certified. What is the reason 14,000 talented Indian students give up on their USMLE dreams? Is it lack of option or information? Many a times people fall prey to the WhatsApp university and assume they can become great learners from the WhatsApp university. Sometimes they get influenced with wrong programs. People especially get influenced from programs in Pune and Hyderabad. Now these are legacy based program, only one company content, same books. They will say they have changed their covers, only 10 weeks live program. You ask them fees, they will only say 1 lakh, 3 lakh. They will only tell you their fees. They will not tell you that the total expenditure is 20 lakhs. Plus many of these companies, I mean, it's very surprising. The person in Pune says, I am original. Person in Hyderabad says, I am original. We don't know who is the original. Plus, some of them, they say, okay, don't do anything. You do everything in America and shoot your budget by 50 lakh rupees. So don't fall prey to all of these legacy things. I mean, it's very ridiculous, when person says, okay, my 2020 book has one more chapter. 2019, these chapters were missing. What does that mean? Were you teaching less information in 2019? So please, don't fall prey to these marketing gimmicks where it is very fast paced. There is no support. At Moksha, continuously there is a relationship team which actually keeps on pushing you to attend the live lectures, and also recommend you to appear test and keep you on your heels so that you don't get demotivated. Unfortunately, I get to hear from a lot of students, these companies, moment they share the login ID password, that's it. No support whatsoever. Again, they will come back to you after 4 months, pay another 1 lakh rupees. After 7 months, pay another 1 lakh rupees. So that is the scenario. Do not fall prey to all of these marketing gimmicks, right? You require a model which is going to support you throughout your journey. What we do at Moksha is not only provide you recorded videos, exam style questions, AI based performance, but we have our artificial intelligence based predictive scoring, guest series, doubt solving, CV building workshops, continuous support throughout the journey. So all of the Moksha students prepare on this platform. At any point of time, you log in and you get access to live sessions. Okay, so you decide, okay, tomorrow there's a session conducted for behavioral science, which is part of public health, taught by Dr. Sharma. Now, who is Dr. Sharma? Dr. Sharma is a graduate from prestigious John Hopkins University. Imagine somebody who has done public health from John Hopkins. He is a professor who teaches you behavioral science. Now that is the strength of Moksha. All our faculties are widely experienced in their field, and helping you with their journey of live sessions. And you have opportunity whenever you feel, okay, I would want to revise certain concepts. Great. You can just pick up a particular subject and watch small short videos. These videos not only help you do well in your entire revision, but also help you in terms of your concept clarity. You have these short videos for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You watch the video. If you want, you can download the notes, you can report the mistake, ask doubt to the faculty, and you will get a reply within 72 hours. So entire curriculum of live lectures, video library, exceptionally well designed QBank. Other day I got a message from a student, my timing and readiness of exam has become very great thanks to the Moksha QBank. He started solving the UWorld, which of course students appear before their actual exam, and he said, because I practiced so much extensively on the Mox Q Bank, he was able to do well on the Uval Q Bank right from the first question. So you can practice, create your own test. Mox team also gives you a lot of questions which are to be asked at the right time. So here is a program which is there to support you in terms of the content, question bank. Weakness rectifier actually identifies your weakness and keeps you and throws you more and more question on your weaker areas until and unless you solve them. More importantly, as I told you, exams happen every day throughout the year. When will you be ready? That is what our analytics tell. What will be your predicted score? What is your activity in last 3 days, last 7 days? What are your strengths, weaknesses? Complete picture. I told you we are going to support you in your CV. So entire career library, what to become, how to become, everything is available for you at Mox. All right. So you have a one-stop solution which is not only going to support you in USMLE but also assist you in building CV, and more importantly, it is with unlimited validity, right?